Welcome to WTN Informer. I am Desiree Mago. Time to take a look at what's making the news. A series of arrests were made by the public prosecutor early Wednesday morning. The public prosecutor was issued the following statement. This morning, as was reported earlier today, within the frame of a large-scale investigation with a code name Vesuvius, arrest teams on St. Martin arrested a total of 8 persons. The suspects OJ 35, CR 29, EL 28, CF 36, EM 34, DT 25, AD 30, all residing on the Dutch side of St. Martin, were arrested simultaneously on different locations. On the French side, in collaboration with the Gendarme National, one suspect, KM 27, was arrested during these actions. His house was subsequently searched. 6 of the 8 suspects are St. Martiners, whereas one suspect is from St. Vincent and one from Jamaica. House searches were conducted on 10 separate locations. As a result of those searches, several guns and other weapons were found, next to a considerable amount of drugs and money. The house searches were conducted with the use of 5 specially trained dogs, 1 from St. Martin, 1 from Aruba, and 3 from Curaçao. This large-scale investigation, codenamed Vesuvius, is an investigation conducted under the authority of the Public Prosecutor's Office of St. Martin and is carried out by the Police Force of St. Martin, KPSM, in close cooperation with the nearly full capacity of the Kingdom Detective Cooperation Team, RST, assisted by members of RST from locations outside St. Martin. Many other law enforcement organizations joined in this close cooperation, such as the Police Force of Curaçao, KPC, the Police Force of Aruba, KPA, and Korps Politie Caribe, Nederland, Bonaire, the Police Force of the Netherlands, the Customs Department of Curaçao, the Royal Marechaussee, the Gendarme National, and the Coast Guard. They all have provided and still are providing all necessary cooperation and assistance to this large-scale investigation. Until today, more than 30 detectives have been working together in TGO Vesuvius, and a total of 150 investigating officers took part in the actions of this morning. During the past few months, the investigating team has conducted an in-depth investigation and has identified the possible suspects and accomplices of at least 5 murderers, liquidations, and 2 attempted murders, which took place between April and September of this year on St. Martin. The investigation indicates that these murders took place within the criminal scene. The suspects who have been arrested were brought before the acting prosecutor and were all remanded in custody. In the coming days, the suspects will be questioned and further investigation will be conducted into the confiscated items. The Public Prosecution Service considers it appropriate to use this opportunity to thank all the services mentioned above and those authorities who carry their responsibility in all the countries within the Kingdom, as well as the Gendarme National for the outstanding cooperation during the preparation and execution of today's operations. The assistance rendered and still to become are highly appreciated, concluded the press release of the Public Prosecutor Hans Moos. Stay with WTN Informer as we continue to follow this developing story. And residents of French Quarter did not have a good wake-up call this morning when the fire department had to respond to a fire at one of its local groceries wing supermarket. Residents and the owner of the store were seen directing the firemen on the whereabouts of the smoke in the store. Smoke was seen coming out of the store minutes after 7 a.m. this morning. WTN Informer cameras caught the aftermath of the fire. We spoke to one of the firemen at the scene, Fireman Connor.
Well, I can't actually tell you how it started. We get a call this morning about just after 7. It's a French Quarter fire, and when we arrived here, the place was already under smoke, but no flames. A lot of smoke, no flames. So we managed to open up the doors then and get in, where we find light patches of fire here and there that we out. And now, as you see, we just open up all of the doors so the fire could get out, so we could see exactly what really happened. Right now, we have a team on the inside making a final look over the situation to see exactly what happened. So for now, I really can't tell you. The team was inside. When they get back out, then they're going to have all the rest information.
But the fire is in control, no problem.
The fire is under control right now. The fire is under control. The fire, most of the smoke is done out of the building. Now I guess they're going to have a lot of cleaning to do. That's mostly smoke they have.
All right.
No fire, mostly smoke.
All right, but the supermarket not receive some damage?
The smoke does do a lot of damage. You know, when the fire burns something, it's going to get rid of it. But when the smoke, now you have to do a lot of cleaning. So I don't know all what the smoke destroyed. The whole place was under smoke.
Thank you.
St. Eustatius celebrated its National Day on Wednesday with several activities organized by the island government. Back here at home, the St. Martin government congratulated all stations on their holiday. Prime Minister Sarah Westcott Williams also thanked the public for supporting St. Eustatius Day.
I also would like to extend today congratulations in this case to the government and people of our sister island of St. Eustatius on Station Day. I wish the government and people of Station a very memorable day and a lot of success with their future undertakings as a new public entity in the kingdom. Allow me again to also express my deep appreciation to St. Martin in general for their participation, their enthusiasm that was shown on St. Martin's Day. A special thank you goes out to our Minister Arundel and her ministry, to the organizing committee, and we all were quite pleased by the way that the population rallied behind the call to make St. Martin Day 2011 a very special one, which indeed the people did. Many events were organized on that day as part of the celebration of St. Martin Day, and those that I have been able to visit, which were quite a few I must add, the interest in these was big. The interest was big in the different events I mentioned as one, the open day of the Coast Guard, where people were actually lined up to be part of the program. Of course, I need not emphasize the way that people came out to the festival village to enjoy what was being organized there. And in the same vein, I also wish to, on behalf of the Cabinet of the Minister Plenipotentiary in The Hague, to thank the companies on St. Martin who made it possible for those in the Netherlands to celebrate St. Martin's Day as well. Companies and institutions that contributed to the cause of St. Martin's Day in The Hague are the St. Martin Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the companies TLM, UTS, and NVG-EBE. Our thanks to all of them, because that too, from all accounts, was an enjoyable event in the Netherlands celebrating St. Martin Day. As far as I'm concerned, and again I made the call that it has not ended with St. Martin's Day. In my opinion, it started the feeling of nationalism, if you wish to call it, the feeling of recognition of our country, St. Martin, our land. And I think that is something that should be ongoing year in, year out. But again, I stress that St. Martin's Day is a good start in terms of how persons rallied behind that call.
17-year-old Denzel Richardson of St. Martin has a lot to be thankful for, as he has just been signed a Major League Baseball team. This was announced by Youth Affairs Minister Rhoda Arundel on Wednesday.
As you all know, Christmas is also fast approaching, and we have already begun preparations to establish a Christmas village, which will bring us together in a festive mood. These plans will be unveiled within short. It gives me great joy to also announce that a young St. Martiner, 17-year-old Denzel Richardson, has been signed by Major League Baseball's the Colorado Rockies. This is not only a great personal achievement for Denzel, but also a source of joy and pride for his family and the entire island. Denzel will be arriving on the island this Sunday, and I call on one and all to give him a befitting welcome. I also take this opportunity to congratulate young Kia Pariani, the winner of St. Martin's Spelling Bee competition organized by the Rotary Mid-Eye Club in conjunction with the Rotaracts. Ms. Pariani left St. Martin on St. Martin Day to represent us so graciously in the next day in St. Kitts at the regional finals. I regret that I could not be there to support you in person as I had hoped, but I know that you understand why. Continuing in the area of youth affairs, I would like to announce that this Friday at 10 a.m., the Department of Youth Affairs will be kicking off the annual Rights of the Child celebration with the opening ceremony at the Cultural Center, followed by a panel discussion on Saturday hosted by the Voice of Our Children Foundation. A number of other activities, including the Youth Parliament Forum, the Traditional Sports Day, a youth organization expo, and an education festival are also planned. I encourage the public to attend all these activities, as well as the Ujima Education Day, where we will be sliding for education. This fundraising event will be held on the boardwalk this Friday, starting at 5:30 p.m., and music will be provided by our very own control band. Finally, I wish to announce also that we will soon embark on taking the education plan to the people for their feedback and further input, as we did with the compulsory education law. Town hall style meetings are being organized in every district, details of which will soon be publicized. This is an opportunity to make a meaningful contribution to the new direction we want to take education on St. Martin. The public information campaign will focus on the main elements of the education plan, including special education, revamping our school curriculum, and simplifying the complex system we are currently operating so that we can educate our children to function first and foremost in our St. Martin society, and certainly to be able to stand their own ground anywhere else in the world. It will conclude with the education conference planned for December 16th.
The debate about the St. Martin National Song continues. On Wednesday, Minister of Culture Rhoda Arundel was asked why she does not sing the song when other persons are singing it. This was the minister's response.
Explain my choice.
Well,
Okay.
yes.
I've never sung the song ever. I hope you know
As
that.
Minister of Culture, I'm asking.
Okay, I'm explaining to you that I'm 45 years. I turned 45 on October 18th. I've never sung the song. It's a choice. First of all, I can't sing, so that would be, that's the real reason I can't sing. But I've never sung the song. It doesn't necessarily speak to me as an individual. But I think that's my private right as a private citizen to sing or not sing.
And even though you're holding the portfolio of culture,
Culture, yes. And there will be views
necessary.
as Minister of Culture, and I think people ought to be able to separate the two things. I have a duty and a responsibility as Minister of Culture to do certain things. A duty. I don't have a responsibility and a duty to sing. That falls in the realm of private rights as a citizen. I dance to music that makes me feel like dancing. I don't dance to every song that people play. I dance to the ones that speak to my soul, and I think that's what music does to people. It speaks to their soul, and people have a right to tap their head. I tap my feet because the music is really good music. I tap my feet, but I really can't sing, and that's really the real reason.
And that brings us to the end of WTN Informer. I am Desiree Mago. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your week.